Just this September, I attended the Farm Aid 40 benefit concert. As a music enthusiast, the day was absolutely perfect. 12 hours of performances by some of the best musicians in the world, and I couldn't be happier. One set in particular left an impact on me as a person. After an unfortunately mediocre performance from Bob Dylan, Neil Young and the Chrome Hearts took the stage in a blaze of passion and volume. Immediately, I, like many others, jumped to my feet to witness one of the best displays of music performance I've ever seen. The set was electric and inspiring as 80-year-old Neil Young showed 37,000 people why he was still one of the greats. Not only did he play and sing his heart out, but the set list was full of heavy-hitting, deep messages that landed on the hearts and minds of everyone in attendance. Like a preacher to a loyal congregation, Neil Young asserted his values and inspired deep thought and emotion in the audience that I was lucky enough to be a part of. Music is a unique and powerful form of communication. In the next few minutes, I will define music as a form of communication and explain how music can allow communication beyond the capabilities of other channels. First, I'll define music as a unique form of interpersonal communication. The educational video Sound, Music, and the Environment, produced by Annenberg Lerner, asserts that music is a language without words, and the reason for language is to communicate, and the reason for music is to communicate. This definition refers to music as an arrangement of sound and vibrational qualities. Through this aspect alone, music can be thought of as a language with documentation, dialects, and trademarks. Music is a highly interpersonal form of communication in the way that it relies on and uses the emotions of both the artist and the listener to derive its message and meaning, rather than simply transmitting information from one party to another without lasting effect. Not often is music listened to in an attempt to learn or gather information about a subject. Instead, it conveys emotions and creates feelings in an artist and listener. An important part to note when thinking about music as communication is the interpretation by the recipient. As listeners, our biases affect and impact the messages of the music, as our life experiences give meaning to it. Everyone can listen to the same piece of music and derive countless and different unique meanings from it as we all apply our biases and leanings. Secondly, I'll explain how music allows for communication beyond the capacity of other channels. Music is engaging and leads to deeper connection with messages than spoken word or other channels of communication. After seeing Neil Young at Farm Aid, I left feeling inspired and moved thanks to the music. The musical element of the performance adds emphasis and emotion to the spoken words and its message. It allows for the artist to share their feelings while expressing their ideas, which makes the ideas stronger and adds weight to them. Verbal and nonverbal aspects of music allow it to communicate to a listener in multiple ways. The verbal piece is the words or lyrics in a piece of music that carry the artist's message in a very direct way. There is still room for interpretation here, as listeners still attach meaning to the lyrics, which factors in their personal biases. The nonverbal aspect is where music steps beyond other forms of communication. With the sounds and vibrations that I defined music as earlier, listeners have much less information to attach meaning to, which is where the listener's emotions and feelings caused by the music come into play to generate new information and meaning. The article, Music as a Window into Real-World Communication by Sarah C. Eisen, Riza Y. Casano-Coleman, and Elise A. Piazza, states that in children with autism spectrum disorder, ASD, music therapy has been shown to improve emotional and interpersonal responsiveness during the course of a session and improve communication over an 8 to 12-week intervention. This is a great example of a time when verbal communication and spoken word is limited, and music fills the gap, allowing these children to communicate more effectively than they would using their own spoken word and verbal communication skills. Ultimately, music should be regarded as a powerful and unique form of interpersonal communication that prevails beyond the capabilities of other channels of communication. As I listened and watched Neil Young preach his musical sermon at Farm Aid 40, I witnessed the undeniable strength of music as a form of communication. With a greater understanding of communication properties of music, I look forward to every interaction that music facilitates.